All right, so here we have a article from ESQUIRE.com from a Chris Jones. Exclusive interviews. John Huntsman is tired of waiting. June 15th, 2011. John Huntsman, the former governor of Utah and more recently the U.S. ambassador to China, will officially enter the race for the Republican presidential nomination. But he has already begun to distinguish himself in a crowded field by becoming the first to call for a rapid withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan. Problem is, Ron Paul did so in the 2007-2008 debates. How many years ago was that? And not only did he run then, he's running now. Not only that, Ron Paul polls better than John Huntsman, and he has more name ID than John Huntsman. So, okay, you're thinking, well, that's just one article, they were wrong. Okay, well, we're going to go to this one here from Politico. McCain hits, quote, isolationist field. Maggie Haberman. Now, one thing I would like to note is, why are John McCain and Lindsey Graham, why were they both on TV on the same day? Are they normally on TV on the same day like that? It was like some sort of, it was like it was done on purpose. Of course I'm getting paranoid. But anyways, in this article here, of course, McCain is mad because he's hearing from the presidential candidates they're not quite as pro-war as he is. You know, he wants the military to be engaged in, 10 different countries, trying to make the world safe for democracies, even though we have a constitutional republic, and all that bullshit. He doesn't care, about the money, the lives that we lose, the lives that we kill, the terrorism we're going to cause later down the road, possibly from our foreign policy, the debt. He doesn't care about that. He's all about, pounding the pavement, more war, more war. Well, anyways, in this article here, the writer here, and again, I think we need to start focusing more on who's writing these articles. So you look at Maggie Haberman. We need to kind of figure out who these people are and maybe ask them, why did you write this? And if they don't give us an answer, maybe we need to start getting them on camera. Go to John Huntsman's events, which you'll find her there in the crowd, and ask her, why, get her on camera. If she can't answer, if she starts obfuscating or hiding, then you got her. She's on to something. So, anyways, the shift away from positions calling for military engagement, most clearly articulated by John Huntsman so far among the current candidates, with his call for a clear troop drawdown from Afghanistan, would have been unimaginable 4 years ago when McCain was the nominee. It reflects, at minimum, a weariness among the electorate at large with the drawn-out wars in the Middle East. This is wrong on a couple of different levels. She says it would have been imaginable 4 years ago. It's not imaginable because it happened. Ron Paul was in the debates. He was in every single Republican debate the last time around in 2008. And he wanted to withdraw from Afghanistan because it was over, basically. There was no point in being there any further. So the very thing that she says would be unimaginable actually happened. And secondly, of course, it's not most clearly articulated by John Huntsman because Ron Paul's been articulating for the last 4 fucking years. I mean, it's just absurd. It's completely absurd. It's a complete joke. And the cool thing is, if you go down in the comments here, if you can't tell, I'm getting pissed. What's the very first comment you see when you hit? Of course, they hide the comments. They don't want you to see them. Most clearly articulated by John Huntsman so far among the current candidates. Are you clueless or trying to mislead your readers? Ron Paul is far more clear. Or maybe he doesn't count in your book because, and he goes down a list. I don't have time to read that. But what I want to do is get the slam dunk piece in. Here's an article from Joshua Green from The Atlantic, June 21st. Huntsman's Poultry Crowds. A few weeks ago, I was up in New Hampshire for John Huntsman's maiden swing through the state as a possible and now official presidential candidate. The rest of the National Press Corps seemed to be there too. At many of the events, we reporters outnumbered actual supporters, sometimes vastly. Okay, do you hear that? I wasn't at Huntsman's announcement speech in New Jersey this morning, but word on the ground is, as in New Hampshire, there were still more members of the media present than actual supporters. Now, this is the fucking propaganda we're dealing with, okay? This is what I'm talking about. So we need to start going after these reporters, going after these news organizations, calling them on it. That's what we've got to do.